Beginning his coaching career in 1976 at Kalamazoo Central, Coach Powers then had coaching positions at Detroit Catholic Central and at Royal Oak. Coaching this fall, his 36th year of coaching, Coach Powers will begin his 23rd year of coaching at Royal Oak Kimball. Coach Powers' most humorous incident in coaching: when my assistant coach put on the equipment and played scout quarterback. He ended up getting 10 stitches in his chin. Coach Powers' biggest thrill in coaching: being able to coach both my sons during the regular seasons and in the state playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest member of the Hall of Fame, Coach Terry M. Powers.
Thanks to the association for this great honor and all it does for high school football. It is an honor to be in the same Hall of Fame that my two high school coaches, Dick Soyson and John Rapids, and coaches I've worked with like Tom Matt, my mentor, and Rick Karate at Detroit Catholic Central. This award is not about my accomplishments, but about everyone that helped me get to this point. I had the opportunity to sit down with Coach Bo Schembeckler one year because in the old days they had to come down and watch film. They don't have to come in and watch film anymore, you send it to them. So they had to sit down and watch film. They were recruiting Mark Mesner, the All-American of Michigan. And I asked him many questions because I wanted to become a head coach. He said to me, remember, you have to have good assistants. You're only as good as your assistants. And you have to have administration behind you. Well, I was very fortunate when I started out in Royal Oak Kimball. I had many excellent coaches. I worked with like Jim Fitzpatrick, Greg Castle, Jim Bolker, Ray McMahon, Brian Gordon, and Kevin McHugh. To the outstanding administrators such as Tom Neville, the principal, and Chuck Jones, the athletic director, that made coaching a great experience because of their support. Thanks to the many players who made great sacrifices whom I had the opportunity to coach. Like Mark Mesner, who, like I said, was the All-American at Michigan. My first two All-State players, Brian Izzett, Jeff Davis, and all the players that did not get the same recognition, but put the same amount of time in and made my career very successful. I would especially like to thank my family, who made tremendous sacrifices like most head coaches' families do. My two sons, who stand up, Patrick and Matthew. Patrick just graduated from Western with a criminal justice degree, so everybody knows a job. My brother Brian, who for 15 years, first 15 years as head coach, he drove up from Kalamazoo every Friday night to Royal Oak, which is a 2.5-hour drive, and then drove back the same night. He came up and supported me all the time. To my wife and best friend, Carolyn, for the past 27 years, who thought when we first met, you scored points being in 2, 3, or 4-point stance in football. I told her it's the last time I get to tell that, because I told her every banquet she's been to, so. She learned so much about football, she started giving me suggestions on the way home from the game. She was my #1 supporter and fan. And a special thanks to my mom and dad, who have always supported me. My dad inspired me to work with young people and to coach, because that is what he did most of his life. I can never repay my parents for all the things they have done for me in my life. Football has given me the opportunity to work with and meet many outstanding people, and mold young men to be productive partners in society. And that is why it is the greatest game. Again, thanks to the association, all the players, coaches, and friends that came to support me tonight. Thank you.